Okay, what is up there, YouTube? This is the J-Man Time, and today I have a video on one of the strangest photographs ever taken of the mysterious Loch Ness Monster. And this photograph actually comes from 1934. In 1934, a photographer by the name of F.C. Adams visited Loch Ness sometime between June and August of 1934, and he actually took one of the strangest photographs of this supposed creature, and this photograph was dubbed the F.C. Adams photo, also known as the F.C. Adams fin photo, and it shows what appears to be either a whale, some kind of orca-like whale or cetacean, or maybe some kind of basking shark or whale shark swimming in the Loch Ness between June and August of 1934. Now, this photograph was actually published in the local newspaper at the time as proof of the Loch Ness Monster, and this came out just after the famous Surgeon's photograph and the photograph taken by Hugh Gray. The Surgeon's photo was later debunked in the 1990s as just a toy submarine with some kind of dinosaur head attached to it. And the Hugh Gray photograph was debunked as being either a dog or a goose. But this photograph here, taken by F.C. Adams, has never been officially debunked. Many Loch Ness believers tried to debunk the photograph, saying it might not have been taken in Loch Ness, but they actually don't know if it was taken in Loch Ness or not. Only the photographer himself, F.C. Adams, stated that this photograph was taken in Loch Ness. If this photograph was taken in Loch Ness, then it is one of the few pieces of evidence that shows that there was something living in the Loch Ness at some point in the 1930s and 40s. But this creature here doesn't look like what we would normally call the Loch Ness Monster. Most people believe that the Loch Ness Monster is some kind of dinosaur like a plesiosaur. But there are others who believe that the creature is a giant eel. This photograph shows neither, as neither a plesiosaur or an eel has this kind of look to it. They don't have fins on their back. Neither plesiosaurs nor eels have whale or shark-like fins on their backs. So whatever this creature is, it is clearly not an eel, and is clearly not a plesiosaur. Many have come to believe that this is actually a photograph of an orca or some other kind of whale swimming in the loch. And is actually proof that the Loch Ness is connected to the ocean in some way, shape, or form, either via the rivers that connect to Loch Ness or via underwater cave systems, but no one is for sure. This isn't the only sighting of a whale in the Scottish lochs. In 1953, a man named W.H. Findlay actually took a photograph of another whale-like creature swimming in another Scottish loch known as Loch Dulich in July of 1953. His photograph shows pretty much the same type of creature, a finned whale-like creature swimming in the middle of Loch Dulich in July 1953, and it was later published a few years later in 1956 as evidence that the Scottish lochs are inhabited by ocean-going creatures like whales. Keep in mind, Loch Ness and Loch Dulich aren't the only lochs to have lake monsters, but these two photographs do show that the Loch Ness at one point was inhabited by some kind of whale-like creature. Now, this isn't the only strange photograph to come out of Loch Ness. We've also had photographs of plesiosaur-like creatures, photographs of large eel or slug-like creatures, and even a photograph taken in the 60s of what looks like a large sea turtle or some kind of turtle living in Loch Ness. So, this kind of gives me a theory that the Loch Ness Monster might not be a singular creature, but might be different types of sea creatures that are coming in and out of the Loch Ness throughout the decades. And not just the Loch Ness, but also the Loch Duich and the Loch Morror, which are two other lochs or lakes in Scotland that have some kind of lake monster or creature living in them. The second part of my theory is that there might be caves underneath Loch Ness and the other Scottish lochs that are connected to the ocean, and somehow these ocean-going animals like whales or basking sharks, or maybe large eels, are somehow getting into the Loch Ness. And this photograph by F.C. Adams and this other photograph by W.H. Findlay shows that at least at one point there were whale-like creatures entering the loch. And that's pretty much it. These are two photographs of the Loch Ness Monster and a secondary Scottish lake monster that shows that they might have been whales or some other cetacean-like creatures entering the loch. But what do you think of these photographs? Please tell me in the comments section below. And until next time, this was J-Man Time, signing off.